Hey, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be taking a look at what you have been ignoring. There's 3 ways you can choose your message today. You can choose by which card you're drawn to, you can choose by your zodiac sign, or you can let the universe choose for you. There's timestamps for each of these as well as for each of the 3 messages in the description box below. So let's pull out our 3 cards and see what we got. So the first card is Balance. The second card is the Eight of Worlds. And the third card is the Lovers. I really like these cards. This is the Voyager Tarot because they have such interesting imagery on them. So take a look, see which one you're drawn to if you'd like to choose by choosing a card. And if you'd like to choose by zodiac sign, I'm going to pull those now. So pile number 1, the signs are Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, and Leo. For pile number 2, the signs are Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn, and Libra. For pile number 3, your signs are Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. If you are drawn to one of the piles another way and it is not your sign, don't worry about that. It's just different ways for different people to pick their piles. So last way is if you would like Spirit to pick your pile for you. So we have here the Magician, which is number 1, the High Priestess, which is number 2, and the Empress, which is number 3. So let's see. All right, so if you'd like Spirit to pick your pile is pile number 1. All right. I'll see you at the messages. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose this pile, your card is Balance, which I believe translates to the Temperance card. If you chose by sign, your sign is either Aries, Cancer, Leo, or Scorpio. And if this isn't your sign and you chose this pile, that's okay too. It's just different ways for people to pick their piles. And if you let Spirit choose your pile, this was the pile that Spirit chose. So let's get right into it. We're going to pull some oracle cards as well as some tarot cards. We're going to take a look at what you have been ignoring. Ooh, we start off the reading here with guilt. It says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Guilt, I feel like, is a tricky one for a lot of people. Sometimes we don't always recognize that we've been carrying that around for a long time. Ooh, you got the Magician and the Mirror. Ooh, Milk and Honey. I love that card. Basically translates to you need to take good care of yourself, need to focus on yourself, doing things that bring you joy and peace, and just fill your soul up with good stuff. And your last oracle card Ooh, okay, so this is going to be a big one. Your last oracle card is life purpose. So let's move these over. And we'll pull some tarot cards as well. But just taking a look, a little first glance at these, I think that the main thing that you have been ignoring for a long time is yourself, which is very typical. There's so much going on nowadays. Life is so busy. We just have so much to do as modern humans that it is really hard to find time to take care of yourself, to do the things that make you happy. So let's start off with just a few here. We'll start off with 4. How about that? Okay. So under milk and honey, you have the 2 of Pentacles. So kind of like what I just said. And that is that it's really, really hard for you to find time to take care of yourself, to do the things that make you feel good, to do the things that fill up your cup. It's really hard to juggle basically any of that with all the other things you got going on. You probably have, like anybody else nowadays, you probably have so much going on. You have work, maybe you have kids, maybe you have partner, you have friendships, you have hobbies, you have other things that you've dedicated yourself to, PTA, pack, whatever it is. Maybe you're into a sport and you spend a lot of time doing that. It's so hard to stop to find 5 minutes to take care of yourself. If you can see in this card, the little baby elephant is in this bath of milk and honey. And what that's doing is that's like replenishing him. So just from looking at all these cards here, and especially this one, the thing that you have been ignoring for a long time is taking care of yourself in a way that fills your cup back up. Because there are a lot of things that we do as humans that we may enjoy, but they don't necessarily fill up our cup, and they don't give us time to really relax and kind of like sit with our thoughts. So moving on here to the guilt and the 10 of Cups. Okay. Again, the guilt card says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So I think that some of you may have some guilt because regarding your family. This could be children, spouse, partner, your chosen family, your friends who are your chosen family. This could be whoever you are closest to in this life. I feel like a lot of you may be feeling some guilt as far as not being able to spend as much time with them as you'd like to, and not being able to give as much of yourself to them as you'd like to, and get as much from them in return, right? An energy flows both ways. So I can see that there's a little bit of that going on. The Magician in the Mirror, the 6 of Cups is underneath of there. So the Magician in the Mirror is basically the Magician card. And it being kind of coupled here with the 6 of Cups is that there may be something that you're doing in your life, some kind of activity or some way of doing things, some way of being, just something that you're making a priority that has something to do with trying to fill a void from childhood. And that is totally, I think a lot of people do that. They choose, like careers and partners and all kinds of things that kind of fill these parts of themselves that they necessarily haven't had filled through the rest of their growing up or the rest of their life. So I can see here, yeah, it's like you're trying to, okay, yeah, I see. So it's like you're trying to nurture yourself. You're trying to do something that is nurturing to, like your inner child and stuff like that. But it's like you're not nurturing yourself now. And you're also feeling guilty for not spending enough time with the people around you who love you and who you love. So this is kind of a tough one. It's like there's just not enough time in the day. Then we move on to life purpose, and you have that with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is just what I'm picking up. I feel like it's been this way for a long time, where I don't know if it's your job or all the other commitments that you have, or if it's kind of a culmination of all those things. But you have so much going on that you're just not able to fill all the other cups in your life. You're not able to have these relationships, this relationship with yourself, this time for yourself, this time for the people you love. It's just, you've created a life for yourself where these things are not possible. But what I think is that some of you know that there is something else that you would like to do with your life. And I think that if you did this thing, it would free up a lot of time and space and energy for yourself, to nurture yourself and to nurture your closest relationships in your life. But with the Knight of Pentacles, this isn't the King of Pentacles. This isn't even the Queen of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like there's two things. One is you feel like, first of all, you're scared that you wouldn't be able to make enough money to kind of cover everything, that you'd be making some kind of like bad financial decision by following this, and by kind of letting go of your career, so to speak, and taking this leap of faith and doing this thing that you want to do. And then the second thing is this thing that you want to do may require some money up front, or it may just require you to live off of your savings and pay your bills and stuff like that from your savings while this gets started. So that is a really scary thing. That's a scary thing for humans, for all of us. That's a really scary thing to do, is to take a leap of faith on ourselves and kind of go, okay, I'm gonna do this thing I feel called to do. But with, like, this card says life purpose, and that isn't a mistake. So this thing that you've been feeling called to do for a really long time is the thing that it's where you belong. So the thing that you've been ignoring for a long time is that you need to kind of, and listen, I'm not telling anybody to quit their job. It's not like my place or anyone's place. But it seems like you've been pulled in this direction for a long time. Your heart has been pulled in this direction for a long time. And then it's like all these other things are accumulating. Like you have, like, on top of being pulled this way and not being able to pursue this because you have like a full-time career or full-time job or other commitments. On top of that, you don't have enough time to nurture yourself. Now you're feeling guilty because you don't have time to nurture your relationships. And it's like you're trying to fill this void, but it's just not, it's not this. Whatever you have been doing, it's not this. So feels like you're being pulled strongly in a direction, and this is going to be different for everyone, right? This could be starting a tarot channel on YouTube. This could be opening up a restaurant where you cook food from you know, your home or your homeland, wherever you're from. This could be just, and whatever you've been pulled to do as far as your life purpose. This isn't new. I'm not telling you something that you don't already know. You know that you've wanted to do this thing for a really long time. So we'll pull a couple more cards. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, if you take this leap of faith, how will it go? And if you don't take this leap of faith, how will it go? So if they take the leap of faith, how will it go? That's amazing. You have the 10 of Pentacles. Well, I mean, I couldn't sum it up any better than that. It looks like you have it all. The 10 of Pentacles is having it all. It's happy life, happy relationships, happy finances. It's having it all. So that's a pretty strong message. So the Wheel of Fortune jumped out here, but I didn't ask yet. Okay, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is with this, and what the Wheel of Fortune is saying is that luck is on your side. It does require you, though, to take a leap of faith. That's the thing, and it is so scary. It just is scary to take a chance on yourself, and I totally do get that. So if they don't, well, how will it go if they don't take this leap of faith and follow their life purpose? The Hangman. So you kind of just be stuck. And the World is at the bottom. That's really interesting. Oh, and the 5 of Pentacles is under that. And then the Fool. Okay. That is really interesting, because it's kind of like you're just going to stay stuck in where you're at now. And it's with the World coming in, it's kind of like this is going to keep coming back. It's going to keep coming back around. It's going to keep pulling at you. We all do have free will, though. I can't, like, nobody can tell you what to do, and nobody can make you do anything. You know, we all go as far in this life, on this journey, as we want to. Some of us are comfortable just staying, you know, at a certain place, and that's fine too. But you also do have the 5 of Pentacles, which we kind of all know what that means. That's lack in some way. So you're always going to be feeling that something's missing if you don't. And then the Fool, I feel like this is a lot like the World. These things will keep coming. These things will keep coming back around, kind of until you answer it, or life shifts so much that something else starts calling you. But I think that this has been calling you for a long time, and so it's totally up to you whether you answer that call. But it seems like with all of this, that you're not stupid. You're a smart person, and I think that you felt the pull for a long time, and you know what you have to do, and you know how. It's like you know all the stuff already. It's just taking that leap. It's just saying, okay, I'm doing it. Okay, today's day 1. I'm doing it. It's just that initial jump off the cliff. So that's what I have for you today. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at something you have been ignoring for too long. So if you chose by tarot card, your card is the 8 of Worlds, and the message on the top of the card says change. So that's pretty cool. If you chose by zodiac sign, your zodiac sign is either Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, or Pisces. And it doesn't need to be. If you chose by card, or if you let Spirit pick your pile, which wasn't this pile. That was pile number 1. It's just other ways for people to pick their card. It doesn't have to line up with yours. So we're going to take a look at some oracle cards. We'll pull 4 oracle cards, and then we will pull some tarot. Oh, purpose. This is not from this deck, but from another deck. Pile number 1 got the life purpose card. So if you're drawn to that pile, I highly suggest you check it out. Oh my goodness, your cards are, holy, they're literally just jumping out. Okay. So we got purpose, angel of balance, ooh, new beginnings, and ooh, unfinished symphony. Okay, this is cool. I absolutely love this card because it's so simple. It's like there's something that you have not finished. Okay, so let's take a look at some tarot for you. We'll pull one for each of these and kind of see how that opens up the messages. Ace of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and the Hermit. Okay, so first with the purpose card, it says, I know what I am here to do. And that's under the Ace of Cups. And like I said, so this has a similar vibe to the first pile. So if you are drawn to that, I suggest you go look at that one after this one. But for your message here, I think that so first of all, I think that whatever I'm about to tell you is not news to you. This is something that you have kind of felt tickling at the back of your psyche for a long time. With purpose and the Ace of Cups, I feel like you have been part of something for a long time where you know that you no longer belong there. Now, this could be a relationship, this could be a friendship, this could be a job, somewhere where you volunteer, some club. Just, it's going to be different for everybody. But this doesn't have to do with money, even though it could be a workplace, but this does not have to do with money. This has to do with your emotions and where you're being fulfilled. And I think that for the thing that you've been ignoring for a long time is that you haven't been fulfilled doing this thing or being in this relationship or being in this friendship or whatever it is for you. Moving on to the Angel of Balance with the 3 of Pentacles. I think that like I said, you know where you belong. So it's like it's outside of you. You can see clearly where you're meant to go. So if this is a romantic relationship, you already know the person that you're supposed to be with and that it isn't the person that you're with now. If this is a friendship, you already know that you've grown out of this friendship and there's a new person or a new group of friends that are better suited to who you are now. If it's a job, same thing. You've known for a long time. If it's a club that you go to, you've known for a long time. You already know because there's this person, place, or thing, this new place that you belong, you already can see, it's already in your life. You're just too scared to kind of like make the leap, right? With new beginnings and the 5 of Cups, I think you're scared that you're going to if you make this move, if you make this leap, if you enter this new beginning, you're scared you're going to wonder if you made the wrong choice. And with unfinished symphony and the Hermit, I don't think you are going to wonder if you made the wrong choice. I think you're going to know as soon as you go after the initial, fear of change and fear of something new wears off. You're going to settle right into knowing that you're exactly where you belong, because this is going to bring you to something that you've always wanted. There's something here that was unfinished. So if this is, like, let's say, a romantic relationship, there are parts of you that are unfulfilled now that you will get fulfilled in this new relationship. If it's a new job, same thing. If it's a new friendship, same thing. There's something that you know that you've needed for a long time or wanted for a long time. You know, you've spent time, you know, figuring yourself out, who you are, what you need, what makes you happy, what fulfills you. You already know these things, but it's like you're scared to upset people or someone. You're scared to upset them. But I'm here to tell you that that isn't your how people feel is not your responsibility. I mean, don't be mean or cruel to anyone, but you have an obligation to yourself in this lifetime to go where you know you belong. And I think for a long time, even though you've been surrounded by this person, place, or thing, you have felt alone. And that's kind of like the worst, like, relationship or place to be in. So let's pull a couple more cards here and we'll finish up your message. But it's the question that we asked today is, what have you been ignoring for too long? And it's really yourself. It's where you know you belong, where you know you've outgrown, and the change that you know that you need to make is what you've been ignoring for too long. So let's pull a couple more cards and see if we can get any more information. Ten of Wands, Hangman, Two of Cups. Okay. I think that there is no change. There is no such thing as any change, no matter how big or small, in this life that is not scary, that does not feel at the very least uncomfortable, if not terrifying. And that is just human nature. And a lot of what we come here to learn is that once we remove that fear, we can do anything that we want to do. We are limitless. And so I think that once you make this change, whatever this is, it's going to be different for everybody. If this is a relationship that needs to end, or a friendship that needs to end, or a job that needs to end, or a group of people that you do stuff with that needs to end, whatever it is, I think once you make that change, it's going to feel hard and overwhelming at first, like all change does. But I don't see anything here that's like super crazy bad. What it is going to bring you is a new perspective, and I think it's a new perspective on a lot of different levels. One being yourself and how strong you are. This guy on this card is like doing some kind of like handstand thing, which is obviously not very easy to do. This is something that you'd have to practice. You'd have to be very strong to do. And so I think you're going to realize very quickly after you make this change that you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. and you're just capable of so much more. And then it ends with the Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups is not, although it usually does represent romantic relationships, and this could be for some of you, it doesn't always have to be. This is relationships in general. These are soulmates. These are people, places, and things where we are meant to be. And so this being your final card that I pulled out, I think that says a lot about where this change is going to take you. Because in this card, you can see that like the sun is shining. These people both look very content and happy. There's an energy exchange going on here. I think that once you make whatever change this is in your life, although it may be scary at first, it's going to change so much about yourself and all of your relationships and really bring you to a place in your life where you are happy and content and you know that you are where you belong. So that's what I have for you today. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to be taking a look at what you have been ignoring for too long. If you chose this pile using the tarot card, you got the Lovers, or you chose the Lovers. This is such an interesting card. They're two stone people, but I think it's just one stone. But it's carved to look like two hugging each other. That's so cool. If you chose using your zodiac sign, you are either a Sagittarius, a Virgo, a Gemini, or a Taurus. And if you are none of these and you chose by the card, totally fine. Just different ways for people to pick their piles and figure out which message belongs to them. So we're going to pull out some 4 different oracle cards, and then we'll pull out some tarot cards. So let's see. What have you been ignoring for too long? Ooh, courage. Says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. That's interesting. Oh, you got 2 of these. That's cool. You're the first pile. Ooh, so the Magician and the Mirror. Actually, I'll do this. Yeah, the Magician and the Mirror, and then Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Pile number 1, I think it was pile number 1. Yeah, pile number 1 also got the Magician and the Mirror. So if you're drawn to that pile, I suggest you check it out as well. Let's see what else you got. Ooh, travel. Okay. And our last oracle card. Let's see. No place like home. Oh my goodness. That is really interesting. I don't know why, but I took a look at the bottom of this and the orphaned card is at the bottom. I think I know what this message is. Let's pull out some tarot and see if we can get a better understanding of these cards. Ooh, oh my goodness. All right, yeah. Death, the Moon, 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Hermit at the bottom. Okay. So what's going on for you, pile number 3? The thing that you have been ignoring for too long is going home. Admitting defeat, something like that. There is something that you took a chance on, something that you started, some place you traveled to. It's going to be the specifics of the situation are obviously going to be different for everybody, right? But you took a chance on something, and I don't think that it worked out. Or I don't think that it is working out the way that you thought it was going to. So this could be a relationship. You could have started a relationship with someone, and everyone was like, "No, don't do that." And you did, and now you need to leave that relationship, but you don't want to like admit defeat in some type of way, and kind of like admit that whoever was right and that you were wrong about this person. This could be a place that you moved to for work or opportunities. It could not be working out for you, and you could be considering going home, but you don't want to do that because then it's kind of like it was all for nothing. you know there's something here about admitting defeat. Are you feeling like you letting go of this chapter or this thing that you tried to do is somehow like admitting defeat, and you feel some type of way about this, like some type of negativity about this? But I want to tell you something. We come to this life to experience. That's it. There's good, there's bad, there's positive, negative, light, dark, and we need all of those experiences to for our soul's growth. And so if you tried something and it didn't work, and you're needing to or wanting to go back and start again, or go back to where you're from, or go back to whatever, leave this relationship or this place or whatever this is for you, this is not a failure. This is not something that you failed at, okay? This is something that you experienced in your life. And I think that you should appreciate this experience for what it is. Because next time, there are things that are going to come up later in your life, okay, that you're going to look back and go, no, last time I did that, this didn't work because I didn't look at this red flag. Or last time I tried this or went to this place, this didn't work because I chose based on this, and I should have chosen based on something else. So this is not you losing. This is not a defeat. There may be, okay, I feel like you come from a place or a family or a group or something like that, where if you are to go back and say, hey, this thing didn't work, there are going to be people that are like, I told you so. I knew that wasn't going to work. Why didn't you listen to me? All blah, 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 all these negative things. Don't listen to them. This is not a loss. Okay? This is a win. If you go back and say, I made a mistake, or this thing just didn't work out the way that I thought it was going to, that's okay. I'm going to try something new, or, whatever it is. This is not a loss for you. This is a win, because now you are smarter. Now you know things that you didn't know before. And don't listen to people like that, okay? People like that just there are unhealed parts of themselves, shadow work that they haven't done. They're just may not be as aware as you are, not as spiritually in tune with themselves. And you have to just let that roll off your back. You can't let the negative things that people say affect you, because the extra card that came out is door to personal healing and happiness. And I'm keep getting drawn back here, because it's, to me, it's like the only thing that stands in your way from walking through this door is like all the things that all those little voices in your head that come from ourselves, other people, our past experiences. you just got to say, like, I tried something, it didn't work, or I made a mistake, or it wasn't the right time, or like, it's not as big of a deal as your mind is making you think. Okay, you have the Ten of Swords here. And this is the thing, is there's different layers to everyone, okay? And the swords are the mind. And your mind's number one job is to protect you. And for some strange reason, humans have a very hard time accepting when we have very fragile egos, okay? And our mind's basically number one job is to protect that ego from getting hurt. If you can fully release your ego, then these things can't hurt you anymore. You know what I mean? If you were to fully release your ego, someone could come up to you and say, "I told you so," and you'd be like, "Yeah, you did." And I didn't listen, and that's okay, and I made my own mistakes, and now I'm doing something else. Instead of, like, feeling embarrassed or feeling stupid or just whatever negative feelings your ego is going to feel. Okay, so there's something about that here, about you needing to let go of your ego, because it's not going to help you. The only thing that's going to help you is moving on to the next phase of your life and letting go of like, whatever it is here that you tried, or whatever it is here that you did that didn't work out. It's like it's like Spirit is telling you, it's so easy, just go to the next, just go back home, go back to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, come back to your center, come back to yourself. And you're going, "No, I can't do that, because these people are going to think this of me, and this person's going to say this, and it's going to come off this way, and it's going to look this way to people." And Spirit's saying, none of that matters. What matters is you, and where you're meant to go, and the experiences you're meant to have. And the only thing holding you back, really, from making the change that that you need to make is yourself. And it always is like that with everybody. It is so rare that someone is physically standing in our way saying, "No, you can't do this thing." And even if they do, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, most of us live in countries where we're free and we can go and do whatever we want. So just don't let, all these swords hold you back from moving on to the next phase of your life, okay? Because I promise you, these negative things that people may, first of all, the negative things that people will say and do about this, it doesn't matter. Secondly, I think that you think it's going to be more than it actually is. There might be one or two handed comments, but other than that, like, if people are so worried about themselves all the time, you know what I mean? And so they may say something rude, like, "Oh, I told you so," but then they're on to back to thinking about themselves again. It's definitely not as big of a thing as you think that it's going to be. So I think that this kind of sums it all up. You need to have some courage, take a leap, go back to the beginning, kind of redo whatever this is for you. So if this is a place, like, go back home, that's okay. If this is a relationship, it's okay to leave that and start over again. If this is, like, some other kind of group of people, it's okay to, let that thing go. Or like something that you tried to do, like a job or a hobby or whatever, if it didn't work out, that's okay. You need to have some courage to kind of start again, okay? I think that we're our own worst critics too, okay? So please be gentle on yourself. I'm going to pull one last card. Is there anything else you'd like to tell them regarding this situation? Oh boy, that's a bunch of cards. Okay, let's see what we got. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, High Priestess. you know that there's something better waiting for you. You know that they're like, I can't even explain all of this together because it's like, these are all such amazing cards. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, the High Priestess. You know that there is something better for you. You just have to kind of let go of this thing that didn't work out, because what's waiting for you on the other side of this is something much better, much more aligned with you and who you are and where you're headed on your journey. Okay? Okay, that's what I have for you today. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.